Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I wanted to draw Luna a room. Luna being me. Yes, I wanted to draw me a room. And because I've been using this balloon, I guess picture is from Canva. I just sometimes use Canva to help me with backgrounds and such because I don't really want to use all of Vtube Studio's backgrounds. So guys, I'm gonna create my own room. I hope you guys enjoy this video and I hope you like it. So I first decided to search on Pinterest to get some ideas on room perspective because I don't really draw these a whole lot, and very often I was like thinking, how do I do this? And Pinterest I think has some good room perspective drawings. So then I went to my drawing guide and I used the 2D grid and made it as big as I wanted the room to be. And basically I just played around and fiddled with it all, and then the box is basically the back of the room, and then the lines from the box go diagonally up, as do with the lines going diagonally down because of the perspective of the floor, which gives it the whole picture perspective of it being a box room. And my goal was to do something simple because again, I'm not really good at these, and this is something I need to practice at. In essence, I tried to make this as simple as possible. So my room is not super complicated. It is literally a box room. Then I decided to make a square window because what is more simpler than a square window? And after I made the square window, I wasn't sure what to put underneath it. I was like, do I put a desk? You know, how do I make this cozy? I decided to just add a cozy bed. So I really wanted to emphasize the window because I'm a windows girl. I love what's outside and how pretty it is outside. And I think with Luna I might do a night scene because Luna is a Batgirl and she's kind of dark. So I'm thinking about doing a night scene coming from the window. So I started with my box. Basically I created a three-dimensional box for the bed. And even though I don't use all these lines, and a lot of lines end up getting erased because of blankets or because of the bed itself, I erased the lines of the room. These lines help me with perspective on where everything is, and so I draw them anyway. So this part, it seemed to get a little bit easier. I mean, if everything is boxes and you just got to make them look three-dimensional, it didn't seem quite so hard. So, you know, doing this, it made me feel a lot more confident in making these square-like rooms. I mean, I wanted to make something cute and cozy. I see a lot of VTubers make a lot of cozy places. I see a lot of lo-fi videos where you can like chill out in your little cozy rooms, and I love that vibe. I love how that feels. And this is kind of my second attempt at making it because my first attempt was Gladius's room, which is just a window and some vines, and you know, it looks pretty and all, but I'm thinking also about eventually redoing it and making that look good. I thought about adding this heart basically as a pillow for her because her theme is hearts, and I wanted to add like kind of a frill to the pillow itself to make it look more pillowy with the button in the middle. As I'm doing this, I don't know how to feel about this pillow, to be honest with y'all. I don't know, maybe it'll look good in the end. I just don't know how to feel about it. I wanted to make sure it looks very pillow-like, and I don't know, it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. I don't know how to feel about it. Either way, I went with it. I kept it. I'm just gonna go with it and keep on trying. Then I added some details to the window, like wooden details. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, I have this down. How do I make it more cozy? So then I'm like, well, I could add lights to the ceiling. So I decided to add these, like, I don't know, not Christmas lights, but like these lights that, like garden lights. I don't know what you call them. They're supposed to make it be cozy. I guess kind of like hipster. I don't know. I would like to have lights like this in my house. I only have them outside in my garden area, unfortunately, but I don't know. Is this tacky? Do you think it looks good, or do you think it could be done better? I don't know. I mean, are these lights tacky? Maybe to some people because it's not I don't know, it's more newer age type stuff, like younger generation. I don't know, like older generation probably think that is tacky, but I like it. I think it looks flowy and it makes the room look better. I was just trying to add some like different things to see in the room. And so I added this blanket, and then I didn't really know what to do with the blanket because I'm like, it's just there. So I decided to start adding buttons to it, but then that didn't really work in my mind. I'm like, that doesn't really look good. And so I went back and I decided instead to do hearts, which that's what I'm doing here. So honestly, after I finished the heart blanket, I just sat and stared at it for a little while. Didn't really know what to do with it. I just was like, I mean, it looks good. So then lastly, I added a plant. So I decided to make a really big pot with a very leafy, cool looking plant. I think plants always add to the aesthetic of the room. I just didn't know if it was really Luna, because Luna, again, is a Batgirl and not my nice fairy moth girl who loves plants. I don't know. I might not keep the plant. I'm not sure yet, but I always think it adds to the aesthetic of the room. So voila. So here I decided to give it a rest. I don't know, I'm not good at this. I feel like I'm not good at it, and I want so badly for it to look nice and cozy. I wanted to add a desk and, a computer. I don't know, maybe I'll add a laptop on her bed. Maybe that'll be more cozy. I just don't know. I struggle with these, and sure, I can get another artist to draw one out for me, but I really want to learn, and I want to get better, and if I don't, I will probably end up hiring another artist to do this, which is ridiculous, but I'm better at character creation, guys. I am so much better at character creation. And so pretty much here, right at this moment, I stopped here. Let me back up and say, I'm not ashamed of hiring another artist. That is not what I mean by what I said. The reason I say that's ridiculous is because I feel as an artist that I can draw anything. And the reality is maybe that's not the truth, and I have to really, really focus to get better at certain things that I'm not good at. And that's where I feel like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because I'm frustrated at myself for not being able to come up with the ideas to create this. Like, I can come up with creation with characters. Why can't I do this? Why can't I make a cozy room? But again, it is not ridiculous to hire artists. I'm open to hiring artists for certain things. I've been actually toying with the idea of hiring an artist to create a logo for Luna or for Gladius that is a movable logo, because I don't think I'm really great at calligraphy and great at those types of things. So if someone is interested in animating it, I'm actually very interested in purchasing one. I'm also interested in purchasing music. I'm not a musician, and I think that people who do music can also be helpful to me because I'm not going to touch that. That is just not in my realm. So I got to this point and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to add. So I knew I wanted to add a stuffed animal, and I wanted it to be a bat. So I created a cute little bat stuffed animal on the bed, and I was trying to think about how to kind of clutter up the space to make it feel a little bit more cozy, but not too cluttered to where it's like stressful or doesn't feel good. So I wanted to add a lot more items and different things to this picture. So I spruced up the plant pot, and then I decided to add a laptop to her bed to make it seem like she was doing homework or maybe video games on her. Maybe it could be a gaming laptop. I don't know. I just thought I'd add some technology to her bed. And then pretty much from here, I just add items here and there just to basically just spruce up the room, make it more interesting. So guys, like, doing this kind of art is very new to me. And so I didn't really know what to put on the wall. So I put a shelf, and then I added a plant. I put a stuffed animal on top and didn't really know what else to do with it. So then I just added another window because I love windows. I think it turned out good. I think it looks cute. On the side here, I gave her an alarm clock because, I thought most rooms have some sort of alarm clock. And so I added a cute little alarm clock, and then I added a phone, and that was pretty much it. Like, I just added just a few items here and there to this piece. I think the process of making all of this is just like, I don't know, it's a little bit different than the normal processes I go through with making my art, because I got to think about objects and items and what would someone have in their room versus like just drawing a character and how they look. It just is a very different mindset. It's a whole different game. And then trying to make the room cozy on top of that is just a lot. Lastly, after I add that, I do add a fan, and so I make the fan kind of like this, and then I play with the distortion and distort it to make it look like it's on the ceiling. So first I make it and then I distort it. I really liked this part. I felt like there should have been some sort of ceiling fan, a ceiling light in her room, because I think most rooms have that. So I thought, you know, she really needs this part. And I think the very last thing that I add is basically a headset for her computer. This distorting of the fan was actually a lot of fun because it was kind of cool to play with and to try out. Because I don't really do a whole lot of this, but making like a fan in its perspective was actually kind of cool. I really enjoyed drawing this and then messing with it and playing with it. While I'm drawing this, I actually had to stop quite a bit. You know, I put it all in one video, but I had to stop quite a bit and come back to it, stop quite a bit and come back to it. Because I had to think about what did I actually want to do with this piece and how I wanted to have it come together. And I think it is all really coming together because I do think it is starting to look like a cohesive room. It might look a little cluttered. It might look more cluttered than I really wanted it to actually kind of look, but I like little cozy cluttered rooms. So I hope you guys like it. I hope, you know, maybe I'll do another one and try and do a better one in the future. But I think it's cozy and cute. So this is pretty much it. And this is where I stopped and finished with this piece. Here at this part, and I wanted to kind of talk about some of my feelings at this point because I stopped there. And I guess, like, I feel like it's one of the best I've ever done when it comes to drawing a scenic place, like inside a room. But I also just don't feel like it's the best I could do. So, I mean, I feel in between. I feel like it's good, but I also feel like it's not the best. And I don't know, I'm still wrestling with it. So I put down the flat colors ahead of time. I just didn't want to spend the time to show that in video. And then I started with the color dodge, adding lights from the laptop, the phone, and then also like putting stars in windows. So basically here I spruce it up, trying to make it look kind of shiny. I didn't really know what colors to go with because I didn't know if I liked the blue because Luna's not really blue. She's pink, purple, white, and black. So I didn't know what kind of theme to go with. Ended up thinking about maybe doing more of a purple theme. I liked the blue idea. I mean, I guess this doesn't really make all that much sense, but I was thinking if the walls are white, maybe the outside is kind of blue, so it makes the indoors look blue because the lights are off. I don't know what I was going with that. It didn't really look right to me, and that's where I need to like work on like color theory is probably the walls would be a little bit of a darker shade than blue. So essentially I finished shading and coloring, and then I went back and kind of redid some of the colors in the room because I just didn't like it a whole lot. I wanted to make it more Luna, and in order to do that I feel like I had to go with more of the darker grays, the blacks, and purples and pinks. Again, being that I don't draw a whole lot of rooms and cozy rooms, this was all really still kind of new to me and drawing everything. So, you know, I just gave it my best shot, guys. I eventually turned the blue into this color, and then I pretty much just spruced it up, and voila, here's her room. So the question really is, do I like it? I mean, I think it's all right for now. I think it's kind of okay. It's cute, but I kind of do want to redraw it and do another one because I think I'm finally getting the gist of how to make this. Anyways, thanks for watching my first attempt on making Luna's room. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe for stuff similar to this. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, so I sound like it in the video. It is what it is. But anyways, don't quit creating, and then you'll get better at doing these rooms just like me. Yeah.